I've been using the Canon M50 for, well, it's been over 2 years now. I think it was 3. Still, my Jesus Christ. To the iciest place in the world was a mistake to vlog. Oh dear Lord. I've been using the Canon M50 for a couple of years. I got it on release date, I pre-ordered it the day it came out because it became one of the most successful cameras ever, not only for Canon, oh Jesus. It became one of the most successful cameras ever, not only for Canon but for any camera maker, and I love it, but I hate it at the same time. And I really hope Canon release something this year that is worthy of the Mark II name, because that Mark II Canon M50 was just a joke. They only updated the slight crop factor was less on the 4K, still no autofocus, and they improved the battery a little bit, and whatever else they did, the burst mode was a little bit better. It was just, the body was exactly the same as this model. It looked exactly the same, buttons, menus, everything was the same. And then there's the lenses. The lenses, they haven't given us any EFM lenses that are worth buying, in my opinion. You've got that 22mm for vlogging, or the 11 to 22, whatever it is. It's just, I don't know. I never tried it, but this is the only lens that I've been using, and it's still not wide enough. It's the Sigma 16mm EFM. Sigma gave us a 16, 35 and 56, but then did nothing else for a whole year, which doesn't help a Sigma. It's just, I'm still holding it a long way out like this, and it's not really helping me because my arm's aching and it's quite heavy. So I just want a nice wide angle with that nice bokeh like we've got here, but we just haven't got any lenses from Canon for the FM. Are they gonna kill the FM? Are they gonna just give us a RF version but in crop sensor and just go with the RF mount for everything? I think that's, in my opinion, that's what they're gonna do, and maybe should do. But just give us the lenses to match that. This is scary. Canon this year, I think that's what we're going to see. I don't really want to see any mega cinema cameras. Yeah, of course the technology is brilliant, but who can afford £15,000 on a cinema camera that the lenses cost? I mean, the lenses, for instance, the RF lenses, yeah, okay, brilliant. They're all very fantastic, but they cost an absolute fortune. They're like £2,700 for that 85mm 1.2, or that 28 to 70 is huge as well, and it costs over 3,000 great British pounds. I just don't understand how anybody can actually afford those things and warrant buying them, unless you run a business and you can claim it back on expenses and buy a Porsche. Other things I'd like to see from Canon this year, maybe like a full frame mirrorless, which is good and rivals sort of the smaller ones like the Sony A6500 or the rumoured A7000 that's going to be coming out. Something like that. Full frame, mirrorless, RF, but in a smaller body that is affordable, with some nice 1.8 lenses like the 50mm, which is awesome. I've got that on the R6 at the moment, but something wide angle so us video makers and creators and vloggers can actually use. This 16 from Sigma had all the promise of being an amazing lens. It's 1.4, which we're like totally blown out at the moment. To stop it down to 5.6, so pointless. It was wide, but on that 1.6 crop factor, you're still looking at like, what's the maths? 28mm, something like that. So it's still not wide enough, but it looks good. The lens is amazing. I've had this for over a year as well, and for studio stuff, so shooting videos inside, you get that bokeh and it makes your garage look tidy because you can't see it. Canon R7, an APS-C version of the R5, R6 with obviously the smaller sensor. Supposed to be going to be released at some point this year. So I've got some specs to read you. This is from dailycameranews.com. Thanks for the update. It basically is on all the Rumor websites, but apparently a 32.5 megapixel CMOS APS-C sensor. Whether or not it's going to be the same sensor as one of the older cameras or it's a brand new sensor, it doesn't say. 12 frames per second continuous shooting. IBIS. Apparently it's going to have 5-axis IBIS, the same as the R6 and R5. That'd be pretty cool in a crop sensor camera. We would like to see that. Important one, 4K Ultra HD video, 30 frames per second or 25 frames per second with no crop. Full width / full width it says there. So we're going to see no crop in a 4K camera, in an APS-C sensor camera from Canon. That'd be, well, it's about time, really. Let's face it. A 3-inch rear touchscreen flips up by 180 degrees or down by 45. I didn't read that. So what they're going to do, they're going to flip up the screen forward to the top so it's blocking where you potentially put the microphone. Maybe I shouldn't have made this video. What have I done? Oh, God. Okay, so interesting whether or not that's the case. I'm not sure. All the recent cameras, when it comes to flippy screens, the new ones, R5, R6, they're ever popular and amazingly popular M50 was sideways, and the Mark II version of that, which was absolutely no different whatsoever, was flippy out sideways. So I'm not sure about that. Body design apparently identical to the Canon R6. So the Canon R6, it's a nice body. It's got a good grip on it. It's a nice size. Whether or not they do that for a crop sensor camera, I'm not sure. I think it'd be a bit smaller than that. Sort of the same ergonomics, but a bit of a smaller body. And a new battery. Apparently, a new battery like the Canon R6 comes with the LP-E6NH is the new battery for the R5 and R6. Gives you longer shooting times and burst mode. You need the new battery if you want to use the maximum burst mode on frame rate. I can actually talk English. That would be awesome if we had an APS-C crop sensor camera. I'd probably buy that as my second camera to the R6. For video work. Hopefully it has 120 frames per second at 1080. Hopefully it has autofocus in 4K. Hopefully it has all the things that we need in a good videography camera body. We don't want some features and it crippled in other ways. We want everything in one complete package, please, for a nice price. That'd be a camera that everybody would buy. So just do it. I don't know why camera makers don't listen to everybody. I know you've got various models, but come on. Along with that, it'd be nice to have some nice lenses. Whether or not they stick with the RF mount, I'd hope they do. Just have one mount for all your cameras, then we haven't got to fuss about with adapters. So make the RF mount that work, lenses that work with the crop sensor and the full frame. Wide angle lenses we want, please. I need affordable lenses that will cover all the bases. We need that trinity of lenses, but at an affordable price. That'd be really nice as well. Canon, I feel like at the moment have the ability to take over the camera market if they just hit the nail on the head with all these things that people want. So that'd be cool. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. Interesting. We'll see what happens. That is sort of what we can expect from 2021, hopefully. And that's it for this video. Until next time, I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy, guys.